Hello and welcome to JRock's Battle, and I'm your host Jason JRock Houston, and our guest today is my good friend Nick Z Marino from the NZM band and Inclay Malmsteen, of course. Now, Nick, how are you doing today? You had an album come out, like best of all your ballads last November. Let's start the interview talking a little bit about that and tell people why you put it out.
First, hi everyone, and nice to see you, Jason, again.
Sure.
Yeah, as we spoke the last time, I said I'm gonna do all the ballads album, and it finally was released like a month ago or a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah. So basically, on every album there were beside the all double kick metal songs, there would be one slow song just to set up everything, and basically I just collected all the ballads that were ever done and just put it in one album, and some of them I did remaster and did a new couple of new changes, like the older ones. I changed the guitar line and some vocals, but mostly like a little bit of mix and everything, and I think it came out really good, and
And the songs that you went back and changed a little, was that just for the sole purpose of kind of modernizing the songs, or these things that you'd always kind of wish you'd originally done in the songs?
uh to be honest with you, there are three ballads that were recording back in 2009,
Okay.
and just the technology, when I listened, I was like, oh my god, this doesn't sound so clear and sharp, like
Sure, sure.
I just wanted to make it nice lyric. I didn't touch much, it's just,
Sure.
except my guitar player, that was done with the old guitar player, and the guitars were down in the bass, and I didn't even touch the vocals, except certain songs, and just do the new mix and remastering. That's all what it is. You just need a little bit clarity to be up to date and to
Of
sound more
course, of course. And how's the album been selling?
consistent.
How's people been reacting to the album? It's been selling pretty
Oh,
well.
yeah, very well. People oh, because it's all smooth and nice. It's so-called the other side of metal, and that's what it
You
is.
know that's exactly, it's a really great title because that's exactly what it is. And I mean, when people think of Nick Z Marino, let's be honest, they think of bone crunching metal, screeching vocals, and beautiful keyboards. And so it is kind of the other side of what you do. And I think it's a great thing to put out a whole collection of ballads because you really kind of accomplish that goal. You're showing the other side of what Nick Z Marino can do.
Exactly, exactly. I'm actually very happy. That was actually Tom Collier idea from
JRock Music Group, our mutual friend there.
JRock Music Group, our record company. Yeah, but and when he mentioned this, I said, "Oh, wow, I'm not sure about it." But then I think I said, oh, "Why not?" So, and anyway, this buys me a little time because I'm working on a brand new album, and we are completing the songs as we speak. So sometimes this year is going to be released. I don't wanna set the date because it's,
Sure.
you never know. But anyway, I think that the ballad album is like really cool. Oh, by the way, one of the songs I'm working on a video, and it's I'm doing everything myself, and I'm using a little bit AI, but just in the background. So the
Yeah.
musician,
Yeah.
it's all live. Just the background, it's a little bit abstract, and using AI, you know, it's more like
Nick. Every time we talk, you share with me how you're very involved. You've always been very involved with the making of your music, your videos. I
yeah,
mean, you got a home studio there where you're coming, where you record everything at. So very, very involved. And I don't know if it was intentional, but the fact that you dropped this new album like right before the holidays, that's pretty smart on your move. I mean, the great Christmas stuff, stocking stuffer.
yeah, absolutely, and it's all smooth and nice, and a lot of people love it. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. Now let me ask you, the latest music videos for the song "No Way in Hell." That's going to be off of your new album that you said you're currently working on. Last time we talked, you shared with us that a lot of that was AI. Is that you really kind of getting into it's a new technology. Now I was curious. As the video opened up, there's this beautiful blonde girl. She looks so real, but is that AI or is that an actual person?
No, that was the girl was AI, but
She wow.
it's actually, believe it or not, younger version of my wife.
I was wondering. Okay, that's why I asked. And
And it's so well done that even her friends and family, they didn't they couldn't figure out what's going on, you know.
yeah, that's why I asked. I almost thought it, I had to take a second look because I played with AI myself, and technology is new, and so it's got like anything, it's got its little glitches, but it's amazing when you can get something that good because even oftentimes when I'm creating ads and stuff for my shows I do and stuff, oftentimes I'll try to create like a cool looking like rock chick or something, and it'll give me some crazy looking chick that's got like three arms and missing a toe or something. And so again, when you can get it that good, it's that's pretty amazing, what you can do with it.
Yeah, yeah. However, I wouldn't recommend if you want to do the band. I actually tried just to see, and it just looks fake, and you can replicate the musician.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. When I'm
Yeah.
playing solo or guitar play solo or I'm singing, is it possible? Yeah, but it's not gonna look good, and that's the holy grail. What I'm doing, I'm the band is all live. It's actual footage, just the background stuff, the story in the background.
Yeah.
Instead of just imagine how much would that cost to go and on and tape this. I mean, hire the actors
Yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah.
crew,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to
yeah.
film something like this, it looks like a Hollywood movie behind the scene. So from that point of view, that's great, but I would not recommend anybody simulating AI with actual band members and performers. Before that,
Yeah,
it's
and, and
it's still not there.
And it's funny, Meg, Nick, anytime this new technology comes aboard and people are learning how to use it, we kind of discover new things. Like now, actors and musicians are starting to worry about other people using AI to create things with their images and their voices. They're like, hey, that's people are using my image or creating pictures of me without my permission, and so it takes things into a whole nother level that we don't even maybe think about.
Yeah, exactly. And that I am totally against this. This is too much, and actually, even when they do this, you can recognize, you pretty much know there's
Yeah.
a slight difference, and okay, this is too perfect, and this is AI, and you can see what's live
Yeah.
and what's
And
real.
again, some of the imaging is, really spectacular. It's got its glitches, but like how you use it with your music videos, I think that's a really great thing. If you can get the look you want and the imagery, that's pretty cool. Because it's a little bit creative. You get descriptive. You kind of tell it what you want. But what do you think? There's also other musicians that have been talking about using AI to help them, like in songwriting. What's your opinion on that?
Uh, I don't know, maybe just to get an idea, but to actually use AI music, it's I'm totally against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you use like AI riffs and ideas just to get some ideas, and then you actually play and use part of it, but not exactly like it is, then maybe, but to do the whole song AI, that's really
Yeah.
the end of music.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like I do a pop culture show, so for a lot of times I will like use Chat GPT and stuff like that to kind of do some research. But you got to be careful because it's not always accurate. Sometimes it is, and it puts things in great chronological order. But what's interesting is oftentimes it also feeds you like inaccurate information. For example, I was like researching Nick Z Marino and just seeing different songs that you had available. And for example, there's some confusion on ChatGPT's part. It was telling me that Nick Z Marino was previously the keyboard player for Casey and the Sunshine Band. Now that's probably because you covered one of their songs, not because you were actually in the band. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, and I did the cover of "Get Down Tonight," like a metal version,
Yeah,
which also I got a really great response for that. I was just,
because I will tell you, Nick, the first time I came across this, I think I told you in one of the previous interviews. Um, of course, because of my age, I'm aware of who Casey and the Sunshine Band is, but anybody that's heard of the original version, it's really it's a disco song, and it's really groovy. But you really metaled it up, and you put your stamp on it. And I think if people heard your version, they'd almost think it was a different song, but because you really put your stamp on it in a great way, you know.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm actually friends with Casey, and I played to him, and actually he didn't like it. He just, uh, yeah, you know why? Because I don't know if you remember, but back in 1980, there was a big scene on the stadium when thousands people burned disco records.
Oh, sure, yeah,
And
Kill
they
Disco,
burned
yeah.
his records, and he is not in love with metal, definitely. But
Oh,
anyway, this is something I've done a long time ago. It was just, it was a great time. Great. It was a touring, a lot of fun, and actually great musicians in the band. It was like, they classify their music as a disco, but actually when you hear this, the concert is all like a really jazz funk, a
yeah,
lot of rock elements there as well. So it wasn't really disco. It was
yeah. I'm sure he loves getting the royalties from
you know
the Nick Z Marino version. But also what's cool about that is, metal kids that maybe wouldn't have taken time to even be aware of this song, um, might go and check out the original version. So that's a pretty cool thing about doing something like that.
yeah.
And again, Nick, every time I interview you, I still trying to. I do research every time to try to find something new, and I always do. Like today, right before we're getting ready to do the interview, I learned that in I think it was 2000, you also covered Led Zeppelin's "Immigrant Song." Great cover. I urge people to check it out. I'm hearing this for the first time now. My question: when you decided to do that, did it have anything to do with the fact that you're an immigrant yourself? You originally come to the United States from another country. We've talked about this in some of the past interviews, but I think that's, man, just kind of knowing your story as I do. Great version of that song too, Nick.
Oh yeah, I'm still big fan of Led Zeppelin. Actually, I think honestly, the Led Zeppelin is the greatest rock band of all time. And that was one of my favorite songs. I also like the some slow bluesy stuff, but that one was kind of cool, and I did my version. And actually there's a YouTube lyric video as well that I post on online. You can find it.
Okay,
Besides,
okay, yeah. And of course, as we said, that you also play with Yngwie Malmsteen. And I bring this up because I seen a couple of video clips of you, I guess, from the Generation Axe tours, one of those tours. And one of the clips you were with Steve Vai, and Steve Vai was saying, "Hey, this is Nick Z Marino. He's a real cool guy." And what do you remember from being, doing that tour? Because you had all these great guitar players that part of that tour, besides Yngwie. And you would think on a tour like that, these guys would be like have huge egos, but like Steve Vai, like he's in this clip with you. Seems like he's a super nice guy, and I bet that was a cool tour to be a part of.
oh yeah, that was definitely one of the best experiences ever. And um, it was actually there was many tours. It was
Yeah, yeah,
the first
yeah.
one was 2016 US tour, then another one was 2018, then we have the Asian tour in 2019, and it was supposed to be another tour including Asia, Australia, and whatever, Europe in 2020, but then the COVID broke up, and basically, because of the COVID,
Sure, sure. Yeah.
this never happened. Also, there was supposed to be a live DVD from the one of the last shows, and that also never got released. I don't know. It's just maybe, but the footage exists, and
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I think it may happen again. yeah, maybe not this year because Steve I is touring with Joe Satriani right now, and everybody's busy. But as soon as that's and Nuno Bettencourt has a new record, he's working. So everybody's busy. Zach Wild was busy with Pantera and everything. So but I think we are not done. It
Yeah,
will
yeah.
come back.
And
Yeah.
Zach Wild, he's getting ready to put out a new album with Black Label Society. That's going to be coming out in March, and so I'm pretty excited about that. Let me ask you. I don't know if I had a chance to ask you this because I think Ozzy died since the last time I interviewed you. How big of an influence was Ozzy on you growing up?
Oh, incredible! I mean, the one and only Prince of Darkness, and
Sure.
I love Ozzy, and every time we perform, there has to be at least two or three Ozzy songs. I mean, uh, my favorite one is "No More Tears." But I like pretty much everything else. War Pigs, of course, and Paranoid. I mean, I like equally Ozzy stuff and stuff that Ozzy sang with Black Sabbath as well.
Well, what's interesting about Ozzy is a lot of people don't realize, and I think a lot of the reason that a lot of his Sabbath stuff sounds very different from what he did solo wise is because come to find out, Geezer Butler wrote the majority of the lyrics for the Black Sabbath stuff, not Ozzy. They split the royalties, but I bring this up because that's why Ozzy he could sing something like as beautiful as say Changes, or Mama I'm Coming Home. He was a very versatile vocalist. Did you get a chance to see the final Ozzy show that they had on the internet? Did you get to see any of those clips?
Um, yeah, I watched the show, of course, and actually my drummer was in England
Oh,
at the show. Yeah,
wow.
he ended up there, and he had some footage of that he took, and I watched that. That no, of course nobody else has it. And plus the other one, it was just a really uh, just think about it. It was very epic, and it was just few weeks before he died, and it was like what a great goodbye to say,
Can
to
you
the world,
imagine as a
his
singer being
audience.
able to do
It
that? Yeah.
just imagine it was like a premonition that he almost he kind of knew he's going to die soon, and then it happened. And I mean, it's just he was so blessed to have this huge event. And he was even though he was on the chair, he looked amazing, and he sang great, and all these people play around him, and it was just incredible.
That's what I was getting
Of
ready to
course.
say. It's amazing because it's almost like he lived to do this one final gig, and it didn't even matter. Everybody knew he was suffering with Parkinson's. It didn't even matter that he was up on the chair and that his vocal performance wasn't all that. That's not what it was about. It was about him having one final show, one final chance to say goodbye to the fans, and
Exactly.
and people really loved him. I really do think, Nick, he lived just to make sure got that one more show to do, and maybe then he's like, okay, it's time to go now. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
probably. I mean, we don't know exactly
no,
what
yeah,
happened, but it just amazing. It's just amazing how it happened.
yeah,
It was spectacular. I watched it. It was. I wish I could have gone. But
sure,
I don't.
sure,
I think I had something with Ingrid or whatever.
uh,
But it, I didn't know it's gonna be that
oh,
epic,
sure,
that
sure.
big. Otherwise I will be there. It was just like crazy good. Yeah.
I heard, both Iommi and Geezer Butler talk about after Ozzy died. They said, we knew he was in bad shape, but we didn't know it was that bad. I mean, he just did that last show, and then he literally dies 2 weeks later. We never really saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Nick, you think you'd ever maybe do a cover like of No More Tears? I think you could do it masterfully, with your voice.
Yeah, maybe I'll see. Maybe I'll do like a yeah. That's actually a great idea. I may do one cover on the next album just to and
Yeah.
probably yeah. That's what I didn't think about that, but that
Who
would be
knows? Who
great.
knows? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what are your plans, Nick? Obviously, you're working on this new album, but any chance of you gonna be playing out live before the album comes out, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, right now, it's just locally. We have a scheduled show at March 6th. It's in a local rock club here in South Florida. It's just actually 50 minutes away from my house.
Oh wow! And
Convenient.
so
Yeah.
yeah, what's the weather like in Florida there? Because I know it's always a cross between humid, sticky, hot, and hurricane weather.
Oh no, it's perfect now. Now it's ideal. It's just it's like what average from 75 to 82 degrees
Yeah. So
during the day.
I was curious, Nick. I mean, are you much a fan of like, Christmas time and celebrating the holidays? The reason I'm asking is, one thing that's come really kind of a fun thing over the last couple of years with a lot of rock bands is putting out like a Christmas album. Like Striper put out a great one this last year, and I was kind of curious if you would ever toy around with the idea of doing something like that.
Um, maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There is a Christmas Carol. So yeah, it can be done very, very well. As a matter of fact, that Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Sure.
the
Sure.
whole show, it's
Christmas. Yeah.
basically metal Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's been done already. Yeah, I can do something. But definitely, maybe for next year or the year
Yeah,
after.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I was curious because like I got the new Striper one and I just love it. There's a song called um, "Sing It to the Mountain" or something like that, and it's an old kind of gospel song originally, which is kind of interesting. A lot of these Christmas songs you find out like a rich history. For example, I found out "Joy to the World," which I also do on the Striper CD. Apparently, that's a song that was originally to be played in churches and kind of to bring people together. But yeah, did you know, Nick, Joy to the World, for example, is over 300 years old, and it was not originally a Christmas song. So again, it's kind of interesting, things you find out about some of these traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't know Striper did that. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fun stuff. So, how far are you into a new album? Like, have you gotten to how many songs have you recorded so far?
Uh, it's like halfway.
Yeah, it's halfway. So, like, do you go in there and do you write the songs kind of just when you get inspired? Do you have old stuff that maybe didn't make the previous album that's been laying around, and you're like, well, we'll see if maybe what we can do with this.
I have tons of old stuff, but I'm trying to do the new stuff.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can always basically what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna have 6 or 7 completely new songs,
mhm,
and then if then because I wanted 10 songs at least for the
yeah,
album,
yeah,
and if I don't get another 3, then maybe I'll I'll check my library and maybe something from 10,
sure,
20
sure.
years ago, and then just do the remake of it and just make it, and complete it that way.
Yeah, and I will say, Nick, that a lot of the bands I grew up on, they're prolific writers like you, and like I'm a huge Kiss fan, and Gene Simmons, a lot of times he will talk about going back and revisiting a song idea from maybe 20 or 30 years ago. And he's like, just because it wasn't recorded before or didn't make a previous album doesn't mean it's a bad song if you can do something with it. And oftentimes that's the case. I mean, I was talking to another guy I was talking to, John Corabi, when he put out his Unplugged album a number of years ago, one of his songs he said had just been laying around for like the last 30 years. He said, I revisited it, and you know what? One of the best songs I ever put out on an album.
I know exactly that's what happened to me. Like the song that I like, that's like 25 years old, and back in the day, I was like, oh, this sucks, And then now, when you listen, wait a second, if we just change a little bit of this can be actually a great song.
Yeah.
It's always like that. You go back to your original ideas, maybe modify a little bit, and
Yeah.
it can come out great.
Yeah, I'm sure, Nick, you're the main principal songwriter, but I was curious, do any of the other guys in the band, like when you're writing these songs, do they ever get together with you, or do they write specifically their parts, like the guitar riffs and that?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Basically when I have the, I play a little bit guitar. I have some kind of riff, like a sketch,
Mhm.
but when the guitar comes, guitar player comes in the studio, he changes,
Things,
of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
and it sounds 10 times better when he does it properly. I have the melody and the melody and the chords, the chord progression and everything. That's all me. But when it comes to the guitar riff, he definitely changed the equation. Yeah.
And so the guys that are recording with you now, is the same guys been on the last couple albums, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you guys are pretty solid as a band, I would imagine, after playing all these years together, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have another project. There's just like a side thing that I'm doing. It's like just for fun. It's like a tribute to Rainbow, Dio, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and
Wow.
it's a different band, and we just do some stuff. And actually, recently we came up with one original song, and I'm working on that as well. So it's still, I'll let you know when it's ready.
Yeah. And so did you say you're working on a collection like a CD maybe of these songs?
No, this, yeah, maybe it may be another project.
Well,
We'll
that would
see.
be cool. Now let me ask you, because as a Dio fan myself, he was quite a versatile vocalist himself. What's is there a difference? Like, is it any harder covering the Rainbow, Sabbath, or Dio stuff, or is it about equally as hard?
Uh, well, for me, it's all, if I cover, just I'm a big fan of Dio, and I just enjoy singing it, and it's basically what we like to do, and
Yeah, I guess what
occasionally.
I'm asking, like to me, like as a listener, a lot of the Rainbow songs to me sound like they're really this huge epic kind of thing. Like as a vocalist, is that a little more challenging for you than in
Yeah,
that?
great song, especially
Yeah,
the chord progression, and there's a lot of keyboard solos. You know, I mean, I love Rainbow stuff. Richard
sure,
Blackmore,
sure.
really, really cool stuff. And fun to fun to play.
Yeah, Richie Blackmore. He's always been one of my heroes as a guitar, super guitar player, and I always loved his attitude. Kind of a mystery about him. He's quite a controversial guy, but he's still alive. He's in his 80s and he's still doing it. So you got to love that. I mean, even though when he's doing with his wife, I think it's Blackmore's Night, it's quite
Mhm.
different, but people don't realize that a lot of the metal music I think that he grew up on, or is really kind of closer to neoclassical, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. The same influences. Yeah, yeah,
A lot of the same
uh,
influences that actually Inkfey has.
yeah, yeah. Actually, Richard Blackmore was, is um,
The
being
guys
his
in,
inspiration for Ingve.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
but also the guitar, the style, and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't know if I ever asked you this, Nick. I was curious, like, what was the point in your life when you knew you wanted to be a musician, and this is kind of how you want to live your life? And I was curious when you made that decision. Did you start out as like a keyboard player? Were you always a singer?
Actually, I was both always.
Okay.
I play keyboards in some band, but I wanted to sing as well. So it was both. You know.
That's great because you have an epic voice yourself, so I could see you like I could really see you covering some of the Rainbow stuff, and that's why I think you
Oh
got
yeah,
the
I
ability
love to sing.
vocally. Yeah.
I love to play. I love to sing. I can't really tell what I like to do better. It's just it's that's the case.
And I was curious, Nick, have you ever had the opportunity? Because I think a lot of your music too, like would be great to be featured on soundtracks. Have you ever had an opportunity for any of your songs to appear in movies or anything like that yet?
Yeah, actually, I think uh, Tom just mentioned something. We signed something. The some so which he's trying to place the music into some movies. So we'll see if it is
Well,
going
good
to
luck
happen.
with that, my friend. Anything else you'd like to let the people know before we wrap it up for today?
Um, well, I wish everyone happy New Year. It's still fresh,
Yeah.
2026, and looking forward for the new projects and new shows and everything. And I want to say hello to all your
Yeah,
fans that are watching your program, and thank you for having me again.
yeah, we'll definitely have you back. I'm just getting used to myself saying 2026. I can't believe it's already 2026. But
Yeah,
we're off
think
to
about we are officially in the second quarter of 21st century.
and you're I think Nick, you're in the new breed of rock heroes. And what I mean by that, you hear a lot of people these days saying that rock is dead. I think what it is, a lot of our heroes we grew up on, they're either retiring or dying. But like I put NZM in there with the new breed of rock bands that's gonna be the future legends.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you take care, my friend. Great talking to you. And this will be going up later today, so I'll send you the link once it goes up. Okay, Nick, take care.
Yeah, okay. Play some songs from the ballad album.
We will do that. Okay, I'm gonna check that
Okay,
out now. But
I'll send you the link. Well, the YouTube is gonna be done very soon. I'm just waiting for the drummer to do his part again, and I think probably in less than 2 weeks it
okay,
will be.
we'll post that, Nick, when it goes up. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Take care, my friend. Bye
All
bye.
right. Take care. Bye.